Hello guys, welcome to the first video in a detailed set of guides about different aspects of this game, which, if you're watching this, you should know is War Dragons. So in this video, I'll be covering the basics of base building from levels 1 through to 100. As you can see, I'm level 77, but as for my level, my defense is pretty good, so I think I'll give you an overview. First off, you only need to focus on these main two islands right here. This one over here and the second one over here. These will be your main kill islands. You don't want to focus on anything else like these islands. These are just a bunch of random towers, and you don't want to give your enemy the chance to charge any abilities that come from destroying towers. So you want to put all your resources just into these and get them as high as you can get. Like, as you can see, I just can't afford this, so I'm not going to be doing that. So as for layout, first off, you want to start with either one storm cannon right about there. You'd want one cannon tower, and you'd also want one archer tower, which I don't currently have because I am not using it. So you'd have one of these right over there. And for that, you'll have some red and blue mages right there and there. And that's about how your base layout would be. Maybe you'd have another archer cannon over there, so that would be something like there. That would be the best option for you to keep going. And these are the only towers you're going to upgrade till you get to around level 45. And when you get to level 45, you're going to unlock two towers, the Dark Flag and the Ice Flag Tower. So when you unlock those, you're going to move your blue red mage over there, and you're going to move your blue mage over there, so that you have a range covered. And then this cannon tower right here, you're going to replace it with your newly found Dark Flag, because these towers are the highest damaging default towers you can get, but they have a very short range, so you don't want to hold it back here, because if you do it back there, it's going to get destroyed before it even has the chance to shoot. So you want to keep that tower there and leave it to get a few hits in before it gets destroyed. And then you're going to also replace this one with a fire flag. So a fire flag would actually go there in best occasion, because they also have a pretty short range compared to some of the other ones, but they do a decent amount of damage and their ability reduces damage, so you want to get that in as quickly as possible. And you're obviously going to keep red mages everywhere, because they are the most common used spells, and you want to make sure that your enemy has no track on them. So this one will stay as your archer tower. And when you get to level 55, this is when things really start to change. First of all, you're going to change this archer tower back here, or whatever tower you have, to an ice flag, because they have the longest range and they make sure that the dragons can't use their spells. You're going to leave your farms there, just so that it's easier to make sure that you know you've won or lost when you're defending. As well as that, you're going to also want an ice flag or a dark flag over here. So this should be a dark flag. I don't have another one, so I've just left that there. And yeah, then obviously you're going to replace this one. Now this is where the special comes in. Right now, you definitely, and I mean definitely, want to replace this with a crystal howitzer. Only here. This is the best place you could possibly put howitzer, because it has the range to shoot straight away once the dragon comes into area, but it also has highest damage, and you won't be too far back, so that you won't be this only target when the dragon comes to the end. Now I see a lot of people put their houses over here. This is a bad spot, because it's really easy for the dragon to get into you, because your range is only up till about this square over here. And if the dragon comes in here, it can probably spot you by then, and you'll be taken out before you even have the chance to shoot. So, obviously, you want to keep your howitzer there. Next up, this archer tower. Since I don't have the building I want to put here anymore, I can tell you what it is. It's going to be a second ice flak. So you want another one of these over here, just to make sure that the dragon can't use spells at any point. Alternatively, you could also put up an earth flak. These are the invincibility towers, so they're going to replace your storm towers and give the howitzer, which is probably your biggest damage dealer, enough time to do 1 or 2 more attacks. But you also want to keep it there. It has big enough range to just hit the dragon when it starts to attack, so you're always ready for that. Now here, this second island is your weakening island. This island, you want to make sure that you focus on all of these flak turrets on dealing as much damage as you can as quickly as possible. So you're going to start off with a fire flak there. Then you're also going to have a dark flak here, so you're going to that, and you're going to have one of these over here, because they obviously have the short range and do great damage. You want a fire flak there to make sure the dragon does less damage and the dark flak can get more hits in. And you want earth flak there for the invincibility so you can do more damage. Now this is the most interesting one. This one is the electro flak. So you have it right there. You get this one at level 75. And alternatively, you could also swap this one out for another howitzer, or if you really want to, a cosmic ori. Because this is where the dragon, if it misses this island, then it'll have to come back for a second round, and that makes it easier to defend. As you can see, between levels 1 to 100, people tend to focus solely on one dragon. So having a cosmic ori there also works. But obviously you want a dark flak over here, fire flak, red mage there, obviously for spell blocking. Here, fire flak, here, earth flak, electro flak. Now the perch is an interesting one. I have the high level perch, relatively, but this is not necessary at all. A perch is never going to do as much damage as any turrets, so you never actually need to upgrade this. You can keep this at level 1 if you need to. So yeah. And now, these other islands. I personally wouldn't put anything on these. These islands are just going to be cannon fodder. None of your resources are going to go into this, so there's no point in building any towers. But if you do anything, I suggest you build a bunch of red archmage and red mage towers just around here. This is because they have a higher health and base attack than red or blue mage towers, and they will help in blocking rage generation and spells, so that the dragon can't use anything special to buff itself while making its way to the main kill island. So let's put that one right there. Yes. However, if you're going to be really safe, I recommend not putting anything here, because in worst case, a dragon such as Selnot is just going to charge up its passives here, which means it can avoid most of the damage that will come its way when it gets to your main kill islands. So, let me do a demonstration on how effective it is. I have a few replays. Why I may not have won all of them, I've come very close in most. So let's take, for example, this one right here. If you watch it, we'll just speed it up so that gets to the point. So this is Zelnot, the very dragon in question earlier. Now see, look, by giving it those towers over there, I gave it enough time to charge up all of its passives in the empty void, so it was really easy for it to get through the first island. Now, this is where it starts to get difficult for it, because now the damage is coming in quicker. But it's obviously got the empty void from earlier, so it's able to survive everything, but you can see it came close. Now, there are other examples. So we can go here and look at some of these others. So this is a double defended base. You can see this will probably end a lot better than the last one. So this is not Selnoth, but it is a dragon with shielding abilities and a lot of base tower assists. So this storm tower, cannon tower are going to be practically useless. Now it's coming up to the first island. See, there's not much time, and because of the high damage and the spell block, it was able to get through. Now this is a legendary, so this should be able to get through a bit easier. It still manages to take a decent amount of damage. Now it pulls up to the kill island. Now this is where the howitzers play comes in, and it just one-shots the dragon out of the sky. Same for this one. And done. See, as you can see, I got through 2 dragons and left the other one on a tiny amount of health. You see, this was because I hadn't leveled up a few of my towers on this island over here, so I lacked the defense that I would have needed. Yeah. So, that's it, guys. Hope you had a good experience from this video. I hope you got a few new tips on how to build your base early on, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.